Hey, y'all asked for it. Episode 2, 2020 Vision. Don't always invest in what you see. Again, that's don't always invest in what you see. Here it is, right now. Hey, Jail Angel back. Episode 2. Don't always invest in what you see. You know what I mean? I appreciate all the feedback I've been getting from everybody from episode 1 and other episodes. You know, if you check out YouTube, subscribe, you can get to the other episodes of Breaking Out of Prison Mind, was the original series that was made. But I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the love. Even on Instagram, man, I appreciate everything that you do. But you know how I do, man. We got to get into what we got to get into, man. So we're going to start this stuff off because I like to start off with affirmations. Because repeating these things programs that subconscious mind, and it helps you to perform what you can do for the rest of the world. You know what I mean? I, state your name, am a visionary and see what others can't. I, state your name, am a person who sees solutions while others see problems. I, state your name, am grounded in my beliefs and truth for success, but I never judge others for their differences. I, state your name, am a person who accepts challenges because there is no growth without uncomfort. Now that is truth. You know what I mean? There is no growth without uncomfort. But yeah, let's get into the meat and potatoes. You know, I like to always start it off with what? The big three. The 3 questions to reflect on. I hope you write these questions down so you can go back and read them later when the series is done. That you can answer them differently because now you got the information you need to perform what God gave and instilled in you. The first one is, what does it mean to have a vision? Number 2, how invested are you in your vision? Number 3, how do you feed your vision? Those are some big questions that you need to ask yourself as we transitioning and trying to find where you should be rooted so that you can be the tree that produces the fruit for the rest of the world. You know, last time I was talking about vision and I gave a definition of vision, but patience is the word I want to use today. Patience is, without that patience, nothing comes to fruition. The definition defines patience as the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. Man, you gotta have patience no matter what the outcome is, no matter what you see and others don't see. You gotta have patience because stuff does not happen overnight. There's a saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. Remember, the Roman Empire had the whole world under its belt, but it didn't happen in a day. Now, let's talk about discouragement, man. You cannot be discouraged that other people don't see what you see. Because what you see is for you specifically to execute. Let me give you an example. Bill Gates, you know what I mean? Microsoft. When he was working on this stuff in his garage, trying to get this business and all this stuff up, nobody saw a computer being anything impacting to the rest of the world. It was a TV, an old school TV with a keyboard. You know what I mean? There was no vision in that. Because I can tell you right now, I mean, if it came to me, I probably would have been like, man, what's that? You know what I mean? So you can't be discouraged in your walk with other people can't see what you see. So stay focused on that. Feed your vision. Now, what I mean by that is you got to continuously feed your vision because you don't want your vision to die. Look at it like a body. You know what I mean? I got to eat and give myself nourishment, drink water so that I can be and perform on a certain level. Well, your vision is the same way. If you're not feeding it with affirmations like we do in the beginning, or books, or researching things to be able to perfect your craft, because yeah, somebody may have done it before you, but they won't do it like you, because there's only one of you, and God made that that way on purpose, and that's why we have to understand that we need to feed vision so it doesn't starve itself. That comes to starving, right? Don't starve your vision. Stay focused on it at all times. You know what I mean? You always should keep that on your mind because if you don't put that in the forefront, then it will never come to fruition, man. Back to patience, man. Patience. Your imagination. Sometimes we get confused about things because our vision is so crystal clear to us that our imagination runs wild. But I've learned to allow my imagination to run wild and take notes from that because that may be the key to me producing the Microsofts becoming the Bill Gates of the world, or the Steve Jobs of the world. You know what I mean? It's those kind of things that God has come and instilled in you, but you got to understand how to find what is for you specifically, because you cannot mimic somebody else and be successful. Right? Yeah, you can get things, but you won't be successful, because you can never be successful unless it's something that is set for you and your walk and your vision and in your life, man. Now, I always like to come with good quotes, man. I saw this quote by Thomas Edison. He's arguably one of the greatest inventors of our time. Him and Tesla, they go back and forth. But his quote was pretty deep to me. Vision without execution is a hallucination. I know that went over people's heads, so I'm going to read it one more time. Vision without execution is a hallucination. That means that if you don't provide what God instilled in you to the rest of the world, because that's what you're here for, then it's a waste of time and energy. You wasted your life, because your purpose is to fulfill things for others, because God instilled something special in you. That's why when you understand, with this the way things operate in the world, you can impact even little minimal things, you know what I mean? But you got to make sure that your vision does not become a hallucination because you don't feed it. That goes back to starving it, you know what I mean? Or you're not patient. Don't give up. Keep moving forward. Of course, I'd like you to understand. So with vision loss, with eyesight vision loss, there's stages, and I gave you the first stage. Stage 2, normal vision, is shock and denial. Shock and denial. So when you're losing your eyesight, the second stage, they say, is shock and denial. So we can't align with vision with sight, having shock and denial, by starving your vision, by not being patient. You know what I mean? Because you start to think like, well, maybe this will never come to pass. Well, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I'm just making this up. You know what I mean? That's all part of starving the vision. So stay away from that shock and denial. When you start questioning yourself about what's going on and how your vision and the direction that it's going. So for today's challenge, I was thinking about something along the lines of write down things that are working towards your vision. Do that for a week. So write these things down for a week. Then you meditate on that for a week. Once you meditate on that for a week, then add something to the vision. It's kind of like a puzzle piece. When I open up a box of 1,000 puzzle pieces and I pour it on the table, I look at it, I'm like, dang, I got to find where the first piece is. Because once you find that first piece, then you can link the rest of the puzzle together to become that beautiful picture that comes out on the outside. You know what I mean? So that's something that you need to be working on this week. Okay, so for my believers, I always have a scripture to go with what I'm talking about. So my scripture today is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Man, that's what it is, man. Stay focused on the vision. Hey, man, again, man, I'm grateful for all you guys out there. I'm grateful for the support and the things that you've been giving me back. The feedback's been wonderful. The connection with people, wonderful. You know what I mean? But don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Overcoming Limiting Beliefs is the channel. We got Instagram, same thing, Overcoming Limiting Beliefs. Email, overcominglimitingbeliefs@gmail, man. Hey, reach out to me, connect with me. I like connecting with people because, that's the ticket. You know what I mean? Because connecting with people helps your vision move forward. You know what I mean? Because, again, I wouldn't be doing this, if this thing right here, which was my vision, if I didn't connect with people. You know what I mean? So, hey, all I'm going to say to you, stay positive and be blessed.